All right, this is Travel G, and this is the Travel G Podcast, first episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We really appreciate it. It helps us out, and it's free, so just do it. All right, let's just get right into this. Travel G Podcast. This is our first episode. I'm Travel G, your host, and I am just going to give you a little rundown of what to expect from episodes to come. This is kind of our pilot, so bear with us. Um, Before I get into what to expect, I just want to remind you that if you are not subscribed to Travel Guru VT, please go ahead and do that. I will leave a link in the comments below. And this episode is going to go out today as soon as it's finished. So, in the comments on this video or any video on the Travel Guru VT channel, put in the comments your favorite destination you've been to or your favorite destination that you want to go to, and that will enter you for a chance to win this Travel Guru VT logo medallion, as well as some other stuff in the prize pack. And that is part of their 1,000 subscribers giveaway, which the drawing is going to be on August 1st. So roughly 2 days from now. So if you get your entries in before midnight, July 31st, you'll be entered for a chance to win on August 1st. You'll get this nice medallion and some other stuff in the prize pack. And we will post the results on this channel and on the Travel Guru VT channel as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you haven't got your entry in, go for it. But let's just get right into this. Travel G Podcast. My first channel is Travel Guru VT, where I did travel and food content. And been wanting to do a podcast for a while, so I figured I've got to jump in the space now. But I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown. I got my notes here. I'm still new to the podcasting thing, but I'm going to give you my notes. It's basically going down with explaining, what to expect on the show and things of that nature. First off, naturally travel. There will be travel talk about different destinations, tips, tricks, hacks, everything you need to, make that trip as good as it can be, and how to stay in budget or below budget as well. So there'll definitely be some travel talk on this podcast. The next lineup is hot topics and current events. When those things need to be talked about or haven't been talked about or just need to be put in the air in general, we'll talk about those as well. Story time, that's another one. There will be some story time in future episodes of wild and crazy stories, whether it be the bad food or the flight that was delayed and delayed and delayed, just things like that. There will be story time in future episodes. Also, we will be doing music reviews. So new music that's come out, if we feel that we have a need for it to listen to it and review it, there will be music reviews as well. Interviews. There will also be interviews in upcoming episodes, so be on the lookout for that. Your favorite YouTuber might be sitting right here or phone in via video, so be on the lookout for those interviews as well. And that's when the conversation will really evolve, once we start getting more comments and guests and things of that nature. Call-ins, that is down the road, but that is definitely something that's going to happen as well. Once the show is fully up and running and all that good stuff, we'll start doing call-ins so people can chime in on the conversation once we have a solid following. And miscellaneous, that's just going to be whatever else we want to talk about, we will put it in there. So that's the rundown of the 7 things you can expect from this podcast. There is more, but can't give it all away right here on the first episode. But there you have it. And I am going to dig in my little fridge right here and check out one of these. I have a full review up on the Travel Guru VT channel. This is the Crown Royal Whiskey Lemonade, 8-pack variety pack. Some good stuff, You just want to sit back and sip a little and chill. You're not trying to get wasted, not trying to go get a bottle. It's something good to have around in your man cave fridge or whatever. But like I said, I want to thank you guys for checking out this first episode. Actually, before we get up out of here, I do have some questions that I pulled from the Travel Guru VT comment section, and I'll go ahead and answer a couple of those while we're doing this first podcast for the Travel G podcast. And I'll go with this question first because it's been asked more than once. What made you get into travel? All right, what made me get into travel was I like traveling. Oh, I should say I love traveling. And there was an extended period of time in my life where I didn't travel much. And when I did, it was usually like a car trip. You can equate it to, the typical, I guess I could say I was the average person. I had that one, quote unquote big trip a year, the 5 to 7 day, one vacation a year trip. It was usually a car trip, something like that. Didn't leave the country, had fun, but just felt like I could get more for my buck, more bang for my buck. So I combined, my problem and my love for travel, and I came up with a solution that I would start a business, LLC, all legit, all that stuff, and a YouTube channel to accompany it. And that's where Travel Guru VT comes in. Started off, for those of you that have been following, I started off, taking Spirit trips, catching direct flights, from Boston was my main jump off point for those trips, but I caught some great deals, like $50 to Nashville, some points and 20 some dollars to go to St. Thomas, Myrtle Beach, $40, something along those lines. Just I caught deals all across the board with Spirit. So I started the channel off with those types of trips, and I always tried to keep the accommodations under $100 a night, which is usually possible in most places. Occasionally, you'll be going to somewhere like Miami, and you're not staying anywhere decent for under $100 a night. So some trips, got bumped up to 110, 115, maybe even 120, 125. But I always found great accommodations with a lot of value for the price. And they were located in great places as well. So, there's an overall bang for your buck. But it took me I've been doing it for roughly 15, 16 months. So if you go back and look at the Flight Deals Travel series on the Travel Guru VT channel, you'll see the growth from that first trip in Myrtle Beach up until the last trip to Colorado Springs, I think. But you can definitely see the growth in the channel and the content itself. Let me just pick another question while we're here. Sorry, I had this up, but it just went away, but I'll go ahead and bring it back up. Basically picking out questions from the comments over the past year and a half. All right, here's a good one right here. Have you ever had a bad trip or bad meal on a trip? And the answer to that is yes for both. And I just realized this when I was looking through the comments and stuff earlier, that my worst, well, not worst, but my bad trip and bad meal were on the same trip. And that was a trip from Boston to Nashville, nonstop both ways on Spirit. And the bad meal wasn't in Nashville, it was actually at the airport at Cisco Brewers. That video is up on the channel. And for those of you that, have watched, enough of the content, you can see my mannerisms kind of change in that video. But I ordered Nashville hot chicken since I was going to Nashville. The flight was delayed like an hour or something. So I figured I might as well make a video. But the dish was called Nashville hot chicken, but when it came out, it just tastes like honey glazed tenders. There was no heat whatsoever. So I had to, flag a waiter down and ask for some hot sauce. They came back with some Tabasco sauce, and, it made it a little better, but that just left a sour taste in my mouth. Like, why would you advertise this as that? And it's nowhere near it. So that was my bad meal. And then The bad trip itself was Nashville, not because of the delay that made me go get the bad food at the airport, but the once I got to Nashville, it was raining cats and dogs like the whole night. Like, and I had picked a hotel that was near the restaurant that I wanted to review, Barbecuity, but it was one of those nights where he was like, I'm not gonna, run out here and try to walk out here in this pouring rain just to get this review. So I ended up door dashing the food to the room, and it worked out. I still got the review done. It was great food. I'm glad I played it out that way instead of settling for fast food around the hotel. But yeah, that was my bad trip and my bad food. Cisco Brewers at the Boston airport and Nashville because of the weather when I went. And that was a one night trip. So, I had to get everything popping while I was there. And the rain just threw it off for me. But I made it work out. I got the content, so lesson learned. Let's see if we can pull another question. All right. Will there be a season 3 for the Flight Deals travel series? The answer to that is no, unfortunately. At least not at this time. There will not be a season 3 to the Flight Deals travel series. Once again, for those of you who don't know, I'll leave the link for the channel, but there's 2 full seasons of the Flight Deals travel series up on the channel. I will not be doing a season 3 because this has been coming all out of the pocket for the past 15, 16 months. And it's been a lot of travel, at times, basically getting on flights every other week, just to go make content and stuff. So if a sponsor steps in, or something of that nature, then we might get it back going. But besides that, I don't foresee a season 3 coming up, but it isn't totally out of the card. So, if a business proposition or sponsor steps in, then I'll gladly bring it back and make it better than ever. But for now, it's just, the 2 seasons that have just been completed. There will still be trips and food reviews and things of that nature, but no official season 3 for the Flight Deals travel series. Great question. See if I can find something else quick. I don't want to sit here just flipping through trying to find more questions, but you guys get the gist. It's going to be really good. A lot of different stuff, that I don't usually get into on the Travel Guru VT channel. So, stuff I don't usually get into, stuff I never get into, and just podcast format, a lot of that stuff will be over here. And, bear with me, I will have notes first couple episodes, getting used to this, but either way, it's going to be a great show. I appreciate all the support now and support in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to Travel Guru VT. I'll leave that link in the comments. And I will be back with you guys soon. All right. Travel G.